similarities between you and Christopher Reeve are hard to ignore. Juilliard, trained to be theater actors. He did it for some time before he got the job. Relatively unknown. You certainly had more screen success than he had. But young and fairly unknown, Juilliard trained actors, both playing Superman.
Yeah. Both played the piano. Both learned to fly planes. Although I think he did both of those better than I did and more seriously than I did. Both had a kid sort of around the time of playing Superman. Their first kid. I had my first, or my wife had our first. Just as we were starting filming, and I think he had his first between the first and second, so both became fathers we watched this documentary, Superman, about him just before we started filming as a cast. We sat in the theater and watched it, and I resonated with his perspective on a lot of things as well, the way he thought about life and family and after the injury, how his perspective on life changed. I don't think there's any way or reason to try to sort of live up to Christopher Reeve. I think being the first big screen Superman, being such a successful one in every way, and having with his life set such an example in that Superman kind of way of persistence and goodwill and selflessness, and setting an example of everything's okay, reassurance and courage, even in the toughest of circumstances. I just feel grateful to get to play that character that he embodied and put into the public consciousness in such a positive and strong way. And I think every actor who gets to play Superman is playing the Superman from the comics, but is also playing the Superman of Christopher Reeve for that reason. So that is a reassuring feeling.